Hey, Robert, how are you doing today?
Wonderful, and you?
Awesome. Thank you so much for joining me here. I just had a couple questions here for you. Can you tell us a little bit about who Robert Hollis is?
Well, Robert Hollis, very simply, is an average guy that had attempted some above average things. I sort of got put into a situation when I was younger, around 27 years old, where I got hurt and put on workman's comp. So it forced me to look for something else to do to provide for my family. And I ended up running into an individual that was making 62 grand a month. And I just loved that he got excited about teaching other people how to be successful. So by following him, that's how I fell into that. Who Robert Hollis is today is Robert Hollis is an individual that's helped a lot of people become successful in a number of different ways. Not just the marketing or network marketing or affiliate marketing. I've helped a lot of people that actually now own their own very successful businesses that are just traditional businesses. But once I learned these success principles from now two billionaires, that's what I love to do. I love to be what I call an entrepreneurial evangelist, enthusiastic. And I just, every day, I just love speaking to people like you and other people and just letting them know that if I can do it, I know they can. It's very simple principles to teach people how to do this. And that's who I am.
Awesome. Um, so, what should people look for when they're looking to get into a new network marketing company?
It's funny because this comes from 27 years of experience. I believe that if you look at, I always tell people if you go to the DSA.org, that's the Direct Selling Association.org, and there's also an international Direct Selling Association.org. You know, the network marketing industry has done over $158 billion a year. It's a huge, huge industry. But within that, there's thousands, I mean, thousands of companies. And I feel that a majority of them got great leadership. They got great products, very comparable compensation plans. Some of them are probably a little more, international than others. Some are really focused on nutrition, and others are focused on services. And so when I tell people when they're looking for a company, a lot of people think that the product or the compensation plan or the company's story is the thing that needs to excite you and get you excited. If you're looking for something externally to excite you, you're going to notice that you're going to be extremely, extremely distracted because someone that's very enthusiastic will then tell you about their company, their product, and their comp plan. And now it's all of a sudden it's a shiny thing. Oh my God, did you hear about that product? Did you hear about that story? So I tell people the key to finding is finding a mentor. See, if you find a mentor that you really, really like, that they're down to earth, they're like you, they don't seem to be full of themselves, and they're documented and they're willing to show that documentation, not only in how much money they've made, but really, how much they've helped other people make. Because if you find a good mentor, a lot of people might be surprised to hear this, but I've been in 15 different companies. Now I've made over 43 million, and the very first thing that people will say was, "Well, oh my God, why do you keep jumping from company to company to company?" And I would say to your audience, probably the same reason that they've had more than one job or more than one relationship. See, some of those companies that were just the wrong place at the wrong time. And me and Cristina got to talk before we did this interview, and both of us have had heartbreaks where companies all of a sudden lost their way, I guess you would say. And so all of a sudden they just don't seem to be a fit anymore, like a job or a relationship. And I've had other companies that financially couldn't pull it off. I've had other companies that their timing was just wrong. Their timing was good at the beginning. I tell people I made my first millions from selling water filters. Now everyone's got a water filter. It's like when you can buy a Brita water filter or a Brita pitcher, that might not be the industry to be in anymore. So I tell people the very first thing that you need to do is find a mentor that you're excited about that's not only able to teach you but also available. One of the things you'll see a lot in network marketing and other kinds of marketings is that, you know, people work really, 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 really hard to become successful in marketing. But I'm telling you, it is worth it. It is so, so worth it. You got to do it because, you know, money's not everything, but time is everything. And when you can free up that time, so the belief of why I got involved in this industry is there. But if you can get excited about a mentor, and that mentor can put together a system where you can just throw people into that system and they can learn to be successful, all those stories that you heard about people making money fast and replacing their income within 90 days, they're absolutely true. They're 100% true.
Yeah.
But what people do is they get involved in a company and they get excited about the product, or they get excited about the comp plan, or they get excited about, you know, the company's story. And then when they go out onto the internet, or they go out and try to talk to people that they may or may not know, they're now being salespeople.
Mm-hmm.
And no one, I mean no one, likes to be sold.
Yeah.
I've been in situations where I walked into a store, had the money, wanted to buy something, and I don't like shopping. And I went in there and a sales rep ruined it. You know, I'd rather not even give them commissions. I'll just turn around, hey, I'll come back tomorrow. You know, and I've even said to people, listen, I got to come back next week. When are you going to be here? And they'll say, well, I'm going to be here every day but Tuesday. That's when I show up. So yeah, so more important, pick a mentor, someone that's able and there to help you, Cristina, instead of a company. I know people, and you know, a lot of people, when I say that, they disagree with me. And I'm going, listen, I can show you a multi-million-dollar earner. At the middle of November, I'm speaking again for the third time at the GoPro event. There'll be 8,000 people there, over 200 people from 100 different companies that make over $1 million a year. And we're all together. And those 200 millionaires, we all have a nice little, I guess you would call a fraternity. There's like an equal respect. If you make $1 million plus in this profession, we all respect each other because we know what you had to do to get there. And it's like us all showing up like the Emmys or the Oscars, you know what I mean? Everybody really, really respects each other. And we all believe we got a great product. We all believe we got a great comp plan. We all believe that our company is a good company with, you know, owners that have a decent heart, or we wouldn't be there. So I don't know if that's the kind of answer you're looking for, but that's
that's a great answer. That's a great answer. Yeah, definitely finding a mentor is important, and you know, finding the right team and everything to work with is important. So that's good stuff. So who are some of your mentors now currently? Do you have any mentors or people that you mastermind with? Or?
What a great question. I haven't been asked that one yet. Believe it or not, I think it was 2 years ago now, I reestablished my mentorship, my relationship with my mentor. His name is Bill Gould. And Bill Gould is, I think I put his name in numerous times in my book because that guy really, really changed my life. I won't ever say that. Another one, believe it or not, and he probably doesn't even know this, is Eric Worre. You know, I've really built a great relationship with Eric. So, you know, I think it was a couple of weekends ago, I actually told him I was going to come out and go through his breakthrough. And he's like giggling at me, you know, and he says, well, listen, you know, I want you to help me with these people. But in reality, I learned something from these people all the time. And I would say on the online marketing side is a gentleman, believe it or not, that's his name is called Jeff Walker. And he's been like a virtual mentor to me. He probably doesn't even know I exist. But you know, maybe that's not true. But you know, this guy is known as the $400 million man. He was written up in Forbes magazine, and he really understands how to do. He's got a product called the product launch formula. And so he's helped literally hundreds of people replace their income just with online marketing, nothing to do with network marketing. In fact, Christina, he just wrote a book called The Product Launch. So, yeah, so, I would say that I learned a lot from him. And probably second to that was Brendan Burchard. Brendan Burchard wrote the book The Charge and the Millionaire Messenger. And I've been to all of these people's $10,000 seminars. Really, really learn. I still do the same thing as everybody else does. People don't know that Tony Robbins is worth $400 million, but he followed Jim Rohn around for 10 years. So.
Awesome, great, thank you. So, what is your ultimate goal in life?
My ultimate goal now is just to build a legacy. It's funny because I thought that, and when I was younger, I always thought that I wanted to make money. And that's funny for me because I'm not materialistic. So I was really having, what do you call that, a quandary. It's like, oh, I want to make money, but I knew that money didn't buy me happiness, and I wasn't materialistic. So that was hard for me. When I figured out that I loved helping people, so the thing that juices me up, the thing that gets me excited, is when I know that I can spend time with someone like you, and I get these messages now from my book and my videos, constantly, all day, every day, of people telling me that something that I said in a video. I recently did an interview with Eric Worre. And I have no exaggeration. Probably, I think the video's already been seen over 10,000 times, and I probably have gotten 1,500, maybe more messages of people telling me that in that short interview that I was able to whip in there, and I tell people it's called a pop. It's where a person goes, oh my God, if this guy can do it, I know I can. Yeah. And I love being that person. So the legacy I'm doing now is I've help 45 people make over $1 million a year. I want to push that to 1,000, and I'm 52 years old. I got a lot of years left in me, so I really, really want to continue to consistently just go out there, and as Jim Rohn says, I want a lot of people, when they're telling their story, that somehow my name comes up, and that's not vanity at all. That's just me making my mark here in the world. So
awesome, that's great. So for like new network marketers, what would you tell them? What are some of your favorite lead sources that you have?
Favorite lead sources. I have a system that people have dubbed. I don't know if a lot of people have seen this. I know it's in the back office for free, but I haven't gone through it in a long time. I'm one of those guys that have totally developed a way to get unlimited leads without using a lead source. Okay. And what I simply do is called the Hollis method. What I do is I take the time to find out what your goals are, and I help you draw out a plan. And once I help you draw out a plan, then I really simply share with you what I would say to your top 5 people that you know. Everyone that's watching this video has a chicken list. And the reason that you haven't called that chicken list is obvious. One is you don't feel you are where you need to be yet. You're scared they'll ask questions. You'd rather get financially documented before you talk to those people. And so everyone's got a chicken list. I don't have a chicken list. The reason I don't is because I used the $1 million question, which is, hey, listen, Cristina, who do you know right now that needs to make extra money? So it allows me to contact everyone. And then once I get people excited enough without asking for money, I simply show them, listen, if we did A, B, and C, and we helped these people do that, you would make this amount of money. And they go, oh, okay. And I said, well, name one person that if you got them involved in this business, and I just want to know their first name. And when they give me that name, Cristina, let's say that person's Jonathan, then what I simply do is I say, now listen, Cristina, if I called up Jonathan and I said, Jonathan, listen, this is Robert Hollis. I know you don't know me directly, but I'm sitting here with a friend of yours called Cristina. Based on her recommendation alone, I asked her if she knew anyone that could help us expand our company, and she said you. So I was hoping that you might know of some people that need to make money right now, and you could refer them to us. Their number one thing they always say, well, what is this? And I go, listen, I know you're extremely busy, but what I can do is I can have Christina send you over a couple of links. They're very short videos, and I know you're going to feel 100% confident and referring us to some people. And that's where we're going to leave it. Then we're going to let them watch the videos, or her watch the videos, and then we're going to go back. So then what I say is I go, Christina, if that's what I was going to say to Jonathan, would you allow me to call him?
Oh, yeah.
And then I get everyone's chicken list. So I work with those people's chicken lists, those people, and I built organizations now of over 700,000 people that have made me over $2.5 million a year in residual income. And I don't think I've ever personally recruited over 11 people.
Wow. Awesome.
I gotta teach that more, don't I?
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Yeah.
It's up there. So, how do you think the internet has changed network marketing?
Wow. It's changed it in so many ways. One of the things is I never ever dreamed. I mean, I got creative, a really creative mind, but I never ever thought that I would be talking to somebody like you, and they keep saying old school, eyeball to eyeball, and I'm looking at you, and I can see your facial expressions, and I got the chance to get to know you before we got on here, and I really truly believe that people can look at each other, you know, all over the world using Skype or Google Hangout and build an organization worldwide. I just know that they can. I can't imagine that, you know, when I first started. You know, I'm one of those old people where, you know, you get the story of walking back and forth to school uphill both ways in the snow, you know, and we didn't have cell phones, and we didn't have the internet at all. And you know, the biggest long distance thing we ever did, Christina, is I ran some ads one time in the USA Today, and we would mail VHS tapes.
Oh, wow.
And it would, you know, we would get people interested, but back then it was almost like they needed to fly to an event and meet you and see the company before they ever did anything. Now I'm looking at, you know, what Livestream is doing. The last Eric Warrior event that we did, they live streamed it to like 2,000 people. And I'm like going, wow. You know, so I love the internet. You know, I think people are trying to use it to sell instead of build relationships. I seen a guy the other day, I was joking with him. I said that, you know, it's called Facebook. Mm-hmm. It's called Facebook, not PitchBook.
Yes.
And so, you know, I'm going to work with people that I'm going to help people that, you know, will take the time to get to know me. You know what I mean? So if people would try to put the personal interaction back into it, they're going to find some incredible results.
Awesome. Awesome. Good stuff. Where do you see trends going with network marketing? Do you see, you know, what do you see with happening with mobile and anything else? Any other trends happening besides net?
If you don't mind, say that again. I don't know why it was breaking up.
Okay. Where do you see mobile? Do you see mobile taking place with network marketing? How do you see mobile affecting that? Do you think it's going to?
Oh, are you talking mobile telephones?
Mobile telephones.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, with the new smartphones that are out, you know, we actually ran into something, because I can learn all the time, and we ran into this really young group right now. Eric Worre had a whole panel of these people that were millionaires that were under age of 30, and they text everything. They were talking about one time where they put together a website, all of them sat down, put the profiles together, similar to my company, and once they got all their affiliate links, there was like 9 people that sat in a circle, and they were able to pique the interest of 220 people in less than an hour. And they were doing it from texting off their phone, my theory is always say as little as possible to as many people as you can. But if you look through your whole entire address book on your phone, there's probably a lot of people that you don't contact with.
Right.
So, Christina, if you're on there, you know, the first text is very simple. It's like, hey, Christina, I haven't talked to you in a while. How are you?
Yeah.
And it's funny that people now, I don't know if you know who Gary Vaynerchuk is. Gary Vaynerchuk is a guy that's really successful in online marketing too. And he was saying it's weird in this day and age, if someone calls you on the telephone, that, you know, people are almost pissed off. It's like, how dare you call me on my time?
Yeah.
You know, it's like, so texting, we'll do a text back. You know what I mean? And one of the kids said that he changed his voicemail to saying, you know, hi, this is Robert. If you want to communicate, text me. Bye. and so they're a whole different generation, and they're fast and quick, and they're multitaskers. And yeah, I think mobile phones, especially with the ability to see video and stuff online, they're just going to figure out that compression and internet speed are both ramping so fast. So to take like a less than a 2-minute video and say, hey, listen, you got a minute? Yeah. You know, and then send that over. Or, you know, they use $1 million question. So when you come back and I go, you know, how are you? And we go back and forth, they're even saying that, you know, we'll say, listen, you know, could you do me a huge personal favor? Or could you help me out? And when a person says yes, you know, then you very simply say, listen, please check out this quick video and let me know if you know of anyone that you think would be interested in learning how to make money online. So there's so fast ways now to do that. So great question. You got great questions.
Thank you. Just one more question, I think. What, you know, in this industry, sometimes it can, you know, be hard to kind of stay positive and keep your attitude up. What are some things that you do to stay motivated and positive and keep going, even when you've had some disappointments back when you were starting?
Yeah, one of the things that I learned right away in this profession, or just in the concept of being an entrepreneur, that, you know, it goes back and forth, but there's between 80 to 90% of people saying that it's psychology. And what I love about in the world that we live in today, you know, like I said on the mentorship training I did last night, is that now those scientists and the doctors throughout the world now are saying that you can remap your brain, that you can actually, you know, change the way you think. Well, I've known that because I've worked on it for 27 years. So I want to say to you and all the people that might see this is that you want to really, really map out your day. And I tell people, you know, sometimes people can do it very, very quick. But if you ever logged out your entire day and see the time where you're really, really, really wasting time. And you just got to understand that during those times, it's called net time, which you're doing one or two things at the same time. And so if you're working out or you're doing the lawn or you're doing laundry or whatever, you know, I know this is going to look old because I'm old, but, you know, now I'm slowly putting all those things into my iPhone. But, you know, I constantly got, you know, the earbuds in, and I'm, you know, changing that mindset. I'm constantly working on that mindset. And believe it or not, there was one of the top money earners in the company. I've never heard this, but I did it, but not as simple as he did it. But he said you can go to Radio Shack today. You probably could find it on Amazon, showing how internet changes, and they're called pillow speakers. And they're actually speakers that go underneath your pillow. And you know, for those that are watching this that think I'm a little out there, I know for a fact that your mind hears while you're sleeping. I totally know that it does. So I tell people that on one of the videos that I did before, I called it the scales of balance. And it was very easy for me to recognize once I hung around a mentor that I had stinking thinking. I thought a lot of stupid stuff, and I thought wrong a lot, and a lot had to do with self-esteem and had a lot to do with my self-confidence. Huge issues with fear. You know, fear, rejection, being abandoned, all these stuff that I didn't know that I had in there. And so you know, so listening over and over and over again to something that can get your mindset right now allows you to just, you know, just do what you need to do every day. And you know, for people that can, you know, share and peak interest with 50 people a day, I used to do over 200 a day. And you can't get that many people in front of a video without seeing results. And that's where I think that people get frustrated and really want to give up. If you're, you know, only piquing interest for 3 or 4 people a week and no one gets in, no one becomes a lead, no one actually looks at the videos, that's frustrating. If you're doing 50 to 200, you always got a lead. You always got someone that's enrolling on a weekly basis. So then, you know, my mentor said, you're always as excited and as happy as the last people that got involved in your business. Well, if what I say, if you're going from one emotional excitement to another, to another, to another, to another, then it just keeps ramping up with the system that I'm sharing with you. You know, there was times 2 years ago or 3 years ago, we were enrolling over 500 people a day.
Wow.
15,000 people a month.
Wow.
And everyone's excited when that's happening, Christina. It's like everybody's like, ah, you know, and it's funny because then you say stuff, well, you know, Christina, you know, so how many people did you have that told you no today? Or how many people did you send an email to that didn't respond back? Or how many people told you they were going to sign up and they didn't? And it's like, you don't care because you're too busy telling me, oh my God, Robert, I can't wait until you meet Tammy. This lady's incredible, and I can't wait until you meet Mike. Mike, you know, is having a blast. In fact, Mike just got his first check. And so now all of a sudden it's like we don't get to concentrate on all the stuff that were failures because we're too busy working on the positives. So
Awesome. Awesome. Thank you. Um, so what part does your faith play in your business?
say that one more time.
How much does your faith affect your business?
For me, every bit, all of it. Totally, totally, totally. My faith to me is because of the hard times that I went through in my life. You know, I always tell people, you know, if it doesn't make a difference if you're laying in the gutter, you know, if you can roll over enough to look up, you know what I mean, you got a shot.
Yeah.
And faith to me is extremely, extremely important in my life. And you know, so I just know for a fact that we were put here on the planet. I feel like I was created to do a lot of great things while I'm here. And it's not that that would get me into heaven or any kind of salvation or anything. It's just I want to be able to look at my Maker when the time comes, and I just want him to look at me and smile, or her, you know, whatever your thoughts are, and just have a person, you know, just have them look at me and say, you know, well done, good servant. And that's what I do now. I look at what I do. Since you brought that up, I look at what I do as my ministry. You know, I purposely put evangelist in, you know, an entrepreneur evangelist, because I really truly believe when you can show people how to be entrepreneurs and learn to treat people properly, then all of a sudden you get this synergy where, you know, you're supposed to treat people the way you treat yourself. So if you love yourself and you love what you're doing, then you're loving and taking care of other people. And you know, my goal is not to build professional marketers. My goal is to teach people like you, Christina, to get on the other side of money by helping other people where you could do exactly what you know you're called to do.
Awesome.
That's when, you know, I don't think there's another part of better living than that. You know, you look at the people that a lot of people admire, whether you admire these people or not, but, you know, Steven Spielberg or Oprah or any people that are like that, and it's so easy to find the people that, you know, wealth has chased them down because they do what they love to do. You know, Spielberg didn't sit down and say, you know, one of my goals is to be a billionaire. No, his goal was, you know, I want to shake people up when they're watching my movies. I want to emotionally grab their heart. I want them I want people to say lines in my movies that people remember forever. So, you know, you're doing what you love to do, and money will chase you down.
Awesome. Awesome. Good stuff. Well, thank you, Robert, for your time today. I definitely appreciate you. Is there anything else that you want to add, or?
Yeah, the only thing I want to add is thank you very much for taking your time. Your time, in my opinion, is just as valuable as mine or the other people that took the time to watch this video. So thank you. And what I'd ask each and every one of you to do is somewhere around the video, someplace, you're going to see an affiliate link where, you know, you can get more information on what Christina's doing. And also through her, anything that I can do to help you, to answer questions or help you really understand. I can say that one thing is a fact, is the myth in the world that everyone believes in, and I believed in it, is that you needed to be smart, that you needed to be smart and intelligent to make money. That is not true. That is flat out not true. The other one is that I don't want to work that hard. See, the only way that you can make $2 million a year is if you're working harder than you work now. Again, not true. So there's two things that I have learned from multi-billionaires is leverage and residual. And it not just it doesn't have anything to do, in my opinion, with network marketing. It's just marketing. You know, so whether you call it online marketing or direct sales or network marketing, marketing simply is taking products from a manufacturer and getting them to the consumer. You know, so affiliate marketing that Amazon's doing for $77 billion they make a year. So, you know, so I would suggest that, you know, you find a way to get a hold of Cristina. You know, the link's going to be somewhere around this video. And my whole goal is to be able to help you learn how to build that cash flow by serving other people. So.
Awesome. Thank you. Thank you so much for your time. Appreciate that. Thank you.
You bet. So you have a wonderful day, and I'm looking forward to talking to you again soon.
You too. Thank you. Look forward to talking to you too. Thank you. Thank you, everybody.
God bless.
Bye-bye.